Happy Thursday. We're going to go over your math from yesterday, and then I am going to show you the math show what you know test that we're going to do. And since today is Thursday and tomorrow is Finish It Up Friday, you have two choices. You can either pause your video as I go over the math test and you can take it with me. You can ask someone to give it to you at home today, or like I said before, I guess it's really three choices. Since it's Finish It Up Friday, you can just take the math test on Friday and just ask mom or dad to just like take a picture of it and send it to me on Friday. But I don't need it till Friday because Friday is what?
Finish It Up Friday.
Okay, so let's go over our math from yesterday. We did page 689 together. So we're going to go over page 690 now. And we were measuring with pennies, and we're about, so as long as you're within 1 penny of me, because I don't know if you try to use the little teeny tiny penny or if you try to use a real penny, because that's going to make a difference. So I said that the orange crayon was about 3 pennies long. I said the book from here to here, let me just double check that, was 1, 2, 3, yes, it was about 4 pennies long. And that the jelly jar, going up the height of it the tall way, was really only about 1 penny long, okay? Then it asked me which of the object above is the longest, which is the shortest. So I said the book was the longest. I wrote the book. I said the jelly was the shortest. And I said the book was 4 pennies and the jelly was 1 penny. And 4 is more than 1. That's how I knew that the book was longer than the jelly. Then this one asked us to measure the tall side of the rectangle, and I said it was 4 pennies long. Okay, so I went from the bottom and I said, here's my 1 penny, my 2 pennies, my 3 pennies, and I had a little bit extra. So if you had 3 pennies, that's a good answer too. If you had 4 pennies, that's a good answer. You don't want to have 2 pennies as an answer, and you don't want to have 5 pennies as an answer. 2 would be too little, and 5 would be too much. So if you had 3 or 4 pennies, great job. All right, so give yourselves a smiley, a star, an A+, a 100, whatever you want, okay? Great job on that. Now we're going to go over the Wednesday challenge. It's okay if you didn't do it. If you didn't do it, just grab something to write with, okay? So you can go over it with us, all right? It was really kind of quick and easy. It looked like a lot, but it wasn't really too tricky. All right, and it's okay if it was tricky as long as you gave it a try. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're measuring with paper clips. This is use paper clips to measure the string, okay? First, use string to measure the ribbon. So first we had to take this ribbon, which is all squiggle squaggle. I'm going to take the string and make the string squiggle squaggle. And then after that squiggly string, we laid it out end to end, right flat, Mrs. Harrison, right? And we went 1, 2, 3, 4. It was about 4 paper clips long. It says, so the ribbon is about 4 paper clips long, because that's how much the string was when we stretched the string out straight. I lost my piece of string, which was white. It's okay. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna decide. If it's already straight, you can line up your paper clips like this. This one's a little bigger, I think, or this, because they're already straight. If you're measuring something that's like squiggly and wiggly like that, then you're gonna need your piece of ribbon that you can stretch out to measure it, okay? So for this one, I said I only needed paper clips because it was already straight and it was about 3 paper clips long. For this little squiggly one, I said I would need string and paper clips. First, I had to trace it with the string, then pull it out long, and I said it was about 3 paper clips also. Right? Flip this over like a pancake. And this says, Pete ran races on 3 different courses. Help him put the courses in order from the shortest to the longest. So I look here and course number 1's already straight. So I know I'm just going to use my paper clips to measure it. Course number 2 is kind of wiggly and squiggly, I'm going to have to use ribbon. And the same thing with course number 3. It's a little wiggly and squiggly, so I'm going to have to use ribbon first. So as I did that, I measured course number 1 as being about 2 paper clips long. I measured course number 3 about being 3 paper clips long, and course number 3 as being 1 paper clip long. So then it says, which tools would you use to measure each race course? Would you use the same tools to measure each course? Explain your choice. I said for number 1, paper clips. For number 2, string and clips. And for number 3, string and clips. And that's because number 1 was straight and number 2 and 3 were kind of squiggly and wiggly. Right, so explain why the tools you choose will give you the most accurate measures. And I said you can use a paper clip when the line is straight. When it's not straight, you can't take something straight like this and make it all squiggly because it doesn't bend. So I need something like my string, which is bendy and twisty, to go around my squiggles and wiggles and then straighten it out. So after I did all that, I decided that course number 3 was the shortest, course number 2 came in the middle, and course number 2 was the longest. So how'd you do on that? Thumbs up. Great job. Big ol' smiley. All right, now on to today's math, right? This can be today's math. You can do it with me, or it can be finish it up Friday, tomorrow's math. But you are going to need your math book, and you're going to turn to page 701, and it says topic 12 assessment in this little red circle up here, and page 702. So this is going to be what you will answer and ask mom and dad or whatever grown-ups helping you at home to take pictures of this and send it in. Okay, and it doesn't have to be till Friday because we have Finish It Up Friday. All right, so I'm going to read these. If you want to answer the questions now, you can follow along, pause the video, answer it, play it, or just listen right now and then do it later when it's quiet and you have more time. All right, so here we go. Number 1 says, circle the tools you would use to measure the length of the picture. Explain why you would choose that tool or tools. All right, so here's my picture, and notice my picture is kind of straight up and down. Would I use cubes or would I use string and cubes? So you're going to circle one of these and you're going to tell me why. Is it cubes because it's straight, or is it string and cubes because it's squiggly and wiggly? Okay, number 2. Which word describes the red line? So we're looking at this line right here, the red one. Would you say that this line is the shortest, it's in the middle, it's the tallest, or it's the longest? Remember, if something's long, it goes this way across. If something's tall, think of a person who's standing upright, if that helps you. Number 3, use cubes to measure the height of the notebook. All right, so hopefully you still have your paper cubes around. If not, you can just kind of figure out from that cube and that'll be okay. So I'll be able to figure out which kind of cube you used. All right, so 1, decide if it's cubes or string and cubes, tell why. 2, pick tell if the red line is shortest, in the middle, tallest or longest, and 3, use cubes to measure just this side of the notebook. All right, so pause and do that. If you haven't already answered it, do it later if you want to, but right now we're gonna flip it over like a pancake. Okay, so number 4, use cubes to measure the length of the feather. Remember, the feather's going from here to here. So how many cubes is that feather? Number 5, measure the blue, red, and yellow lines with cubes. So you're going to find your paper cubes again if you still have them. Which sentences are true about the lines? Choose all that apply. So every sentence that's true, you want to put a check mark next to it. The blue line is the shortest. The red line is the shortest. The blue line is longer than the yellow line. the yellow line is longer than the blue line. So whichever ones are true, check. So you'll have more than one answer. Number 6, circle the object that is shorter. Use the red object to help. The red object is a paper clip. So you want to decide which one is shorter than the paper clip. Is it the cube or is it the crayon? Now for number 7, you're measuring with the red pencil. Which one's shorter? Is it the blue marker or is it the eraser? And then number 8, Tom measures the shoe with paper clips. Did Tom measure correctly? Look at his paper clips. Did he put them end to end or are they overlapping? Okay, so remember we have to put things end to end to measure correctly. So yes, they're end to end and he measured correctly, or no, he made them like sit on top of each other, so he did not measure correctly. So take a look at that picture and write your answer here. All right, so good luck on this. Have a great weekend. I cannot wait to see you on Monday. Bye, firsties.